Hi, my name is Sam Mehr. I'm a second-year doctoral student at the Harvard Graduate School of Education, where I study music cognition and music education. In this research, we're looking at the question of whether music lessons enhance children's cognitive skills. It's a commonly held belief that music lessons are tied to all kinds of cognitive benefits, but this claim has actually been tested by very few empirical studies. In fact, it's only been tested by 5. Our studies are the 6th and 7th studies on this topic. So what we did is we randomly assigned kids to music classes, visual arts classes, or no classes across 2 different studies, and we tested the effects of 6 weeks of attending those classes. Previous studies have only asked this question by using IQ tests. We decided we wanted to look at more specific assessments of children's cognitive development in 4 different domains. And the results were a bit surprising. After 6 weeks of classes, we found no evidence for any advantages for the music-trained children on any of the domains that we tested. And these results are relevant, I think, to arts advocacy strategies. Over the past 20 to 30 years, the idea that music makes children smarter has had quite a bit of traction, and arts advocates have picked it up as sort of a piece of evidence for helping to fund school music programs. But I think this approach is flawed, and I think so for 3 reasons. The first reason is simply that it's not based on very much empirical evidence. So basing an advocacy program on a claim that music makes children smarter would be probably more effective if there were more evidence for the fact that music does make children smarter. That's issue number 1. Issue number 2 is that I don't think this approach is really working. The approach has only been used for the last 20 to 30 years, and those same 20 to 30 years are a time in which arts funding in public and private schools has been cut dramatically. And that's not a causal claim, but it would be great to see a study that actually assessed directly whether using this strategy does improve funding for music programs or not. So lastly, and most importantly, I think, this approach to advocacy for music education, I think, is fundamentally flawed because it's based entirely on extrinsic benefits of music education while ignoring the intrinsic benefits. Music is an evolutionarily ancient and culturally universal phenomenon. It's something that every culture in the world does. It's something that has value wherever you go in the world. It tells us about who we are. It's something that's used with children everywhere. And it's a unique means of expression both for adults and children. And I think it's sort of obvious that we should teach this in the schools, but I don't think it makes any sense to do it for any reason other than we think it's important. It's like we teach Shakespeare in English classes because we think Shakespeare is important. We teach the periodic table in science class because it's important. Kids need to know that, and I don't think there's any reason to teach music for reasons other than the fact that we think it's important, just like all the other academic subjects.